Okay, right. This one will be an interesting one. It's going to be a little bit challenging. It's got a lot of warm colours in it. I don't know how this one's going to look. We'll soon find out. A toner cartridge, black one, should be running out soon. So we've got to keep tabs on that, but there's nothing we can do about it. It runs out when it fucking wants to run out. So we're going to make this one 141.4. Right, oops. Silly user interface. It's really difficult to use sometimes. Sometimes you just fuck things up easily. I've got a gut feeling blue's the colour we're going to use to make this image look a bit more balanced colour-wise. So I don't know how it's going to look. See and find out. Done that. We've got to go to brightness. Yeah, brightness, because we've got the blue. We're going to use that. We're going to darken it a little for some reason. We're going sharpness as usual. Like it sharp. Just doing this a little bit differently in some ways. See if I wonder how the red's going to look with the blue becoming the dominant theme. Let's see how we go. We've got here, it says Kids Club, but you can see there's lots of red, and even that looks a bit more warmer through this phone for some reason. But yeah, that's a kid. That's what we're photocopying. So we're just going to put these on the glass and give it a shuffle and see how we go. Oh, I didn't start that very well, but that might have turned up a treat. We just don't know until we output it. Okay, now we got a replenished toner. It was good. We did it well. It worked well. We got a really nice looking image with that crumpled paper. That's going to be our master copy. It's iridescent. Now let's just get back to the issue here. That's the toner cartridge. So we'll just show the screen, folks. It shows us that the K, or the black indicated there, is needing a replacement. So we're now just going to show you guys again how this is done. So now we've got here the K, which is another word for black. And we just another letter for black. We're just going to remove the old one. So there's our old cartridge for your information, folks. So that's what it says on the front here. So your toner heads would be interested in this shit, I presume. And now we're just going to quickly pull one out that we prepared earlier. Well, the packaging open, that is. We're just going to put the phone down and give it a shake. We've got to shake it properly. I don't want to drop it, so I'm just going to use both my hands to gently rotate it, shaking it in a rotational fashion. So I think we've done enough, and we're just going to pick the phone up and just slide this bad boy into the machine. Let's see how we go. Shit, what am I doing? I got to make sure. I think that's I've done this before, folks. What am I doing? Struggling with this. It's a little bit tricky. Not as straightforward. I'm just trying to think. It's just not easy to do this and remember it. But now it's in place. Now we have to do is, yeah, we got it right, I think. I hope. Shit, I can't get this fucking bad boy to shut properly. Oh, fuck. This plasticky. This shows Konica Minolta's rubbish industrial design or commercial design. It's just plasticky and shitty. Oh, fuck, I hate it, God. What? Why did I say God? Why do I say God? Oh, well, I don't think God has anything to do with this. What does God have to do with this? Honestly, folks, why did that just come out of my mouth? Or maybe, I don't know, a lot of people say God because they're angry and they just have to use the name of God as a swear word, which is understandable because there's so much corruption in this world, and often the people who are corrupt are actually people who call themselves Christians, inverted, bit of toner on me, fuck, never seen that happen before. But basically, a lot of Christians in this world who've got money and power don't seem to appreciate that their religion is actually alienating people. And I always thought, it's just not fair. There's just so much corruption in this world, and often Christian people are at the centre of it, causing difficulties. It's just not fair. And it's just, I don't know, maybe, who knows, maybe the man who runs Konica Minolta, the man in Japan called Shoei Yamana, maybe he's a Christian, and he's fucking made a shit job of Konica Minolta. He's made shit product. You saw how hard that was to get the toner cartridge in and out. So maybe he's a Christian, and he's fucking doing shit. People like that, but I don't know. He's probably more into Shintoism, whatever that is. It's a Japanese religion. I don't know anything about Shintoism, but I presume, but it's a religion that's really common in Japan, I think. Shintoism, most likely. There's not many Christians in Japan, but you never know. You never know what the man from Japan, Shoei, the CEO of Konica Minolta, don't know what he is, but whatever he is, he's doing a shit job of running a big company, running the world or the world of photocopiers rather, in his case. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm just glad we didn't have to change the toner cartridge in the middle of, how should I put it, in the middle of creating the mirror image. So I'm happy that we at least didn't have to worry about that. I was worried about it. Now we're just going to set this silly shitter up, but whatever. There's a lot of people in this world, both religious and non-religious or spiritualist, whatever. They make a lot of money and they fucking don't care about the poor people. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about anything except themselves, their family, and their little cliquey little groups of friends and corporations and shit like that. And poor people often are on their own and they're on the street and they don't have any help and they get treated like shit by the men in suits who refuse to give them 50 cents so they can have something to eat. Fuck me dead, this world's a fucking mess. I'm telling you folks, it's a train wreck. And religion or no religion, it's just not fair. Nothing's fair in this world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. I don't want to see this dog-eat-dog shit. Sometimes I'd rather be dead than fucking deal with it. Honestly, I really, sometimes I wonder what is the purpose of living if you can't make a difference, if you can't make the world a better place, and yet people don't care about making the world a better place. They've got the privilege, they've got the power, they can make a difference, they've got money, they can do anything. They can move mountains with their earth-moving equipment. And indeed, a lot of Christian rich people probably do talk about moving mountains in the biblical sense, if you have faith. But hey, you need money as well, by the looks of things. So there's some hypocrisy going on here in these rich Christians. But anyway, I don't know if we really want to keep talking about fucking religion. I know most people don't like it, so I don't want to fucking upset people with this shit. Because, it's just too much unfairness. It just makes people angry when they think that religious people, in inverted commas, are not pulling their weight. So people don't like this hypocrisy. The average person, the poor person especially, does not like this hypocrisy, folks. Whatever, folks, whatever. My mum uses that word a lot, whatever. So let's see how we go. Well, she's fed up with the shit as much as I am, but this looks interesting. Looks a bit dirty. I don't like it. It's just ugly. I think we can make this better. It's got a lot of black on it now, now that the toner cartridge has been changed, but it shouldn't have anything to do with the heaviness of the black. How are we going to set this up to make it look better? I'm thinking we're going negative positive, and we're just going to do a few little fucking tweaks here and there. So we're just going to make this hue go to the cooler end. What else have we got we can do with this junky piece of equipment? We've got the red in the middle. We're going to make it more red. It's going to be a negative image, so it's not going to be much red. Thinking a background colour would probably... Or do we need one? I don't think we need one. Or do we? We're going to make a lot of... Yeah, we do need a background colour, I do suspect. So we're going to go with red. And let's see how this looks. Yeah, alright, now we're just going to get into this. Okay, right, that's an interesting result. It's almost like a pastel, pastel-y red. Wondering if we're going to use this now as our master copy, or if we're going to remaster it. We're going to make it look a bit better. We're just going to take the enlargement off and save the enlargement for when we... Actually, we're just going to leave it like that, and we're just going to see what else we can do to improve this image. So maybe we're going to... What are we going to do with this shit? This piece of fucking Konica Minolta bullshit. What about we darken... Oh, what? Text enhance? We'll try that. And we're just going to go here and we're going to darken it and see if we get a better result. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a prolongated demo. We're just over 12 minutes into the game, so to speak. Yeah, that looks a bit better. It still looks a bit wishy-washy, but I think this wishy-washy appearance is going to be good for making this into a secondary master copy. So we're going to make the red more red and the green more green. It's going to look a lot more colourful. So we're just going to we're just going to play with the buttons for a moment, keep it from changing. So this is our first master copy, and this is our second. So we're just going to keep it on. I think we're going to make it, I think 100% should hopefully cut it. We're going to take off the negative mode, and we're just going to change things around a bit. So we're going to leave that in play, and we're going to leave that in play. We've decided. We're just trying to make decisions. Right. So that's right. We've got to go here, and we've got to work on this. We're going to take out some of the red. We don't want the red to be too overkill, and maybe the hue will go to the center. And I think that should hopefully make this turn out okay, I'm hoping. Yeah, so this is our secondary master copy. We're going to see if we can make this turn up a treat. Hopefully we won't need to enlarge or overlap. But it's nice that we got rid of the text on the picture. So yeah, I don't know what... Well, let's see how we go. Next toner cartridge that'll probably need changing is the pink one called Magenta, but it hasn't shown it. Oh, look at this. It looks good, except we have a border, a shadow border there, but at least it's not on the inside, so I think that might be okay, but that's nice and bright, and this is iridescent. So I'm thinking now we're just going to print our other images off, our other 3 images, to make this finally this completed demo. I'm sure glad I got a brand new micro SD card in this phone, because this is a really long demo, and I would not have fitted it on, probably would not have fitted on my last card if I had gone for this long just for one demo. So we're going to just... Oh, this is interesting. There's a bit of dirtiness on the edge of that page. Fuck. I don't know whether it's got anything... Looks like the paper's roughly cut. Yeah, you get that sometimes. Sometimes it's not as accurately cut as you'd like it to be. It's all about quality control, and probably not enough quality control. Now the display was upside down where I held the phone. Now I'm just going to quickly switcheroo all to mirror image. So we're just going to switch him on, and we're just going to pump out 2 copies of this in mirror image. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay. Okay, let's see how that looks. And then we're just going to slot this one in. Right, this is a little bit curly, but I think we got it in a reasonable position. I think now that looks interesting. It's not the greatest, but I think it looks okay. I think now we can call this prolongated demo quits.